Chapter 741, The Inevitable Turnaround. Sleeping was so comfortable.
Nan Nunak yawned, opened her eyes, and stared blankly for a moment. She touched her left cheek, the medicine plaster was still intact, then glanced at her sister who was still asleep. Yesterday she had gone to bed early, so today she was the first to wake, covering her left cheek as she quietly got out of bed, put on shoes, and went to the bathroom, peeling off the dried plaster, crushing it and throwing it into the toilet.
Awah!
On the beam, Mauka turned over, wagging its fluffy tail, slid slowly down the post, and waddled into the bathroom.
Puff puff.
Soon it came out, brushed against Nan Nunak's leg, then quickly climbed back up the beam and went back to sleep.
Why did it go into the bathroom?
Curious, she stepped inside and saw a fresh dark green pile on the once clean floor. She quickly pinched her nose, the first time discovering Mauka used the toilet on its own.
How should I clean this?
She wrinkled her nose, then noticed the smell was not too bad, probably because it ate only vegetables.
Do I have to clean it by hand?
She shook her head, banishing the thought. So this is the tool to clean dung, she muttered, sniffed closer, and indeed caught a faint stench.
The audience burst out laughing. Silly child, still sniffing?
That's clearly a dung shovel. Unbelievable, a little girl does such things, her family would cry, men would avoid her.
Right in front of Tuni, isn't this enough to shock? Clickbait titles, tricking me every time.
Nan Nunak blushed, hurriedly took the bamboo shovel away from her nose, and glanced shyly at the bed, relieved that her sisters were still asleep. She returned to the bathroom, frowned, shoveled the fresh pile, and dumped it into the toilet. Afterwards, she lit the fire, put the iron pot with water on the stove.
Clack!
The flames crackled, wood popping. She checked the fire, then picked up her washing things and went downstairs, deciding to brush her teeth first before washing her face.
Did I wake you? She asked awkwardly. Van Han turned, her gentle voice, No, I usually wake around this time too. Good.
Nan Nunak sighed with relief, stored her washing things, and went to the kitchen. The water is ready, just for washing face, no need to keep boiling.
Van Han said softly, helping pour hot water into the ceramic basin. Thank you. Nan Nunak replied brightly, then carried it into the bathroom. Bang. Quick, let me see, urged Van Han. All right. Nan Nunak hurried over, nervous.
It has faded a lot, now only visible up close. Van Han said happily, the burn scar on her face had become much lighter.
Thankfully I had you and So Fong. Nan Nunak said shyly. Hee, we are friends. Van Han laughed, imitating So Fong, patting her head. Yes, friends. She blushed, hugging Van Han's waist. Ahem, Nunak, are you stealing So Fong's woman? Lu Waimong teased, just out of bed.
Flustered, she waved her hands, No, I just hugged a little.
Mong's sister, stop teasing. Van Han scolded with a blush. Hee, fine, I'll go wash.
Lu Waimong laughed, making Nunak want to cry. Half an hour later, the others woke, washed, and gathered at the wooden table for breakfast.
So Fong, will we start training after this? Lu Waimong asked eagerly. Yes, after breakfast and a short rest. So Fong replied warmly. Great, this time I will persist.
Her eyes shone with determination. So Fong smiled knowingly, Don't worry, with me watching, you will definitely last till the end.
Why do I feel scared hearing that? She muttered, shrinking her neck.
That's the right feeling, you cannot escape, you must fix your bad habits.
Lu Wai Thursday said calmly. All of you must persist until the end. So Fong said seriously. I think I can, maybe.
Nan Nunak raised her hand timidly.
If Mong's sister can persist, so can I. Van Han said innocently. Lu Waimong pouted, What, am I that easy to give up? Yes, not just easy, but very easy to give up. Everyone except.
The Nan sisters said together.
I hope this time I can truly do it.
Lu Wai Thursday frowned, her sister's face too familiar, always giving up in the end. Of course, I will break your rigid impression, the inevitable turnaround.
Lu Wai Mong declared firmly. Just wait and see.
So Fawn's eyes glinted mischievously, his provocation worked, now it depended on her perseverance.
Go Mong sister, just wait and see. Van Han cheered brightly. I got it.
Lu Wai Mong said innocently, yet suddenly felt powerless inside.
Chapter 742, One Shot to Kill. Shall we start? Lu Yimeng clenched her fists, showing she would not quit halfway. Of course, I will not disappoint you.
Su Feng smiled gently.
Hurry and begin. Lu Yimeng urged. No need to rush, do you know what duel really means?
Su Feng folded his arms, calmly watching the 5 girls.
Lu Yimeng froze, scratched her head. Isn't duel just fighting?
Nan Ruyu nodded, that was how she understood.
Ha ha. Su Feng laughed. Isn't that right?
Yun Han was puzzled.
Simply put, duel is fighting, nothing wrong. Su Feng nodded, explaining with a smile. He coughed twice, stopped laughing.
In fact, duel can be seen as combat, divided into unarmed and armed.
So still fighting. Lu Yimeng pouted. Do you want to teach us unarmed or armed? Nan Xingyu asked curiously.
Unarmed means using body, armed means using staff, sword, blade.
Both must be learned. Su Feng said sincerely. So what do we start today? Yun Han asked seriously.
NK books.
These days we first study unarmed. Su Feng controlled a drone floating above, only recording sound. Unarmed, with my thin wrists, I cannot beat anyone. Yun Han muttered.
Do not worry, combat relies on skills.
Su Feng comforted. All right, continue. Yun Han nodded, still focused.
Unarmed includes many martial arts, Sanda are unarmed.
Su Feng explained.
Each nation has its style, like martial arts, Sanda, Sumo, Muay Thai, Karate, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, grappling.
Nan Ruyu brightened. So fencing is armed, right?
Correct, anything with weapons is armed. Besides fencing there is kendo, stick fighting.
Su Feng explained. I see, what about archery or shooting? Lu Yimeng asked.
Using a bow feels more direct.
She muttered. Su Feng sighed. If you shoot in the city, you will end in jail. He paused. And weapons are not easy to obtain.
Unless someone wants to kill you or your family, then one shot to kill him. Su Feng said sharply.
Nan Xingyu twitched her lips, finding his teaching strange yet logical. If I face that, I will do so. Lu Yimeng nodded, thinking of that scum. Relax, such cases are rare.
Su Feng patted her shoulder.
Yes, otherwise the world would be chaos. She shrugged. Observers in the room looked at each other, smiling bitterly.
The drone only filmed the roof, but the sound was clear.
I suspect Su Feng is not teaching combat but training killers. Wang Lin muttered.
I agree, if someone wants to kill your family, with a gun I would also shoot.
Wu Tingyue responded.
Even so, in the end you still sit in prison.
Ha Ming sighed. Is that excessive defense? Wu Tingyue whispered. Self-defense can be seen as wrong. Yes, unless you have proof.
Wang Lin shrugged. T. Whiting stayed silent, then calmly. If conditions allow, I want to learn.
This.
Ha Ming was stunned, the champion said that. That showed Su Feng truly had skill.
Is it allowed? T. Whiting asked again.
She closed her mouth, turned to watch the screen. She only nodded slightly, no one knew what she thought.
Su Feng, start now? Lu Yimeng asked again, now understanding the theory.
Do not rush. To learn well you need basics, whether Sanda, martial arts, or Taekwondo.
Su Feng shook his head with a smile. Chapter 743, For Ice Cream? So many?
Lu Waimong was stunned, feeling that times ahead would be tough. She remembered that Tai Vaidin only taught her horse stance, push-ups, and sit-ups, so why did she have to learn so much with So Feng? Of course, different martial arts focus on different basics, but overall they revolve around what I just said, without great changes. So Feng explains sincerely. For example, Judo emphasizes flexibility and endurance. So we all have to learn them? Van Han asked gently. Of course, every item must be practiced, none can be skipped. So Feng answered calmly. One item per day? Lu Wai Thursday asked with pursed lips, even she felt it was too much. So Feng smiled innocently, of course not, these must all be done every day, and this is only warm-up before martial arts. They were all dumbfounded. Clop clop. Lu Waimong swallowed nervously, raising her hand. So Feng, is it still possible to quit now? Too late. He shook his head. Then he added, but don't worry, at the beginning you just need to master the basics, it won't be too hard. Then I guess after the tournament I will be taken by the state as a coach. So Feng joked. That could really happen. Lu Waimong agreed. Stop dreaming. So Feng laughed, then seriously, all right, for your safety, let us begin. Okay. They resigned. Today you will just adapt, practice 3 basics. He smiled, seeing their low morale, and added, practicing well will also improve your body and figure. Yes, I am truly looking forward to it. Van Han said brightly. So Feng smiled bitterly, beauty was the best lure. Good, first item will train endurance, Waimong should feel familiar. He looked at her with a teasing smile. Smart, the first warm-up is horse stance. He praised, making her suffer more. Yes, don't doubt its effect, horse stance can train endurance, balance, and most importantly lift the hips, making them round. Ahem, you understand. He coughed to hide embarrassment. That effect too? Alright, show me the standard. Nantan Nok's eyes lit up. Very simple, spread your legs. He demonstrated. Except for Nan's sisters, the others and Lu's sisters already knew the stance, taught by Tai Vaidin. So sour. Nan Nu Nok already felt her thighs trembling and aching. Hold on a bit longer. He encouraged. Hold one more minute, today you can eat an extra bowl of ice cream. He tempted. For ice cream, I will endure. Lu Waimong muttered, biting her lips. Nan Nu Nok soon collapsed, I really can't, no ice cream for me. You did great. He helped her up. Ice cream. Van Han muttered, her legs trembling faster but still persisting. Such a foodie. He sighed. The second to fail was Nantan Nok, unsurprising since her stamina was weak. Even more tiring than archery. She rubbed her thighs. This is only the first warm-up, many more ahead. She smiled bitterly. Actually, you will repeat horse stance later, rest first. He admitted awkwardly. She was speechless and rested. Basic training is best between 6 and 10 years old, when
NK
flexibility
books.
is high.
I also can't last. Van Han panted, staggering. He quickly supported her to a chair. Stretch your legs a little. He instructed. Okay. She obediently stood and stretched while walking. In the yard, only Lu's sisters persisted, but soon Wai Thursday collapsed. Huff huff. How about that, am I strong? She gasped but boasted. Very strong, today you earn extra ice cream. He praised. Finally, my persistence paid off. Lu Waimong laughed. If not for ice cream, would you still last? He flicked her forehead. I still would. She answered seriously. I don't believe you.
Why Thursday rolled her eyes.
Chapter 744, Truly Unexpected.
Drink some water first, rest a while then continue. So Fong lifted the ceramic jar, inside was cool mint water.
Clink clink.
So refreshing.
Van Han drank 2 sips of mint water, her body relaxed.
I truly doubt the real purpose of Huin Noyet Island, is it survival or martial training? Lu Waimong weakly raised her hand, swaying. Lu Wai Thursday kicked her sister's leg, angrily said, "Stop complaining, drink water." Lu Waimong sat up, took the ceramic cup from her sister, muttered, "I am not complaining, I am just sighing, others struggle to survive, we are entertaining."
That makes sense. Nan Tan nodded.
Do you want meals without fullness, clothes that cannot cover, and sleep on the ground? Lu Wai Thursday frowned, questioning.
Sister, saying clothes cannot cover is a bit much. Lu Waimong pouted innocently. Maybe a bit exaggerated.
Lu Wai Thursday pursed her lips.
Seems you still have much energy.
So Fong teased with a smile.
No, not energetic at all.
Lu Waimong hurriedly waved, finished her drink then lay down again. Rest about 5 parts of a quarter bell, then continue horse stance, after that 2 more drills remain.
So Fong gently said. Okay.
The girls answered together, looking exhausted.
So Fong sighed helplessly. Drip, drip.
Sweat fell from the girl's face onto sand, forming small beads. She clenched her teeth, not wanting to disappoint So Fong, also for an extra bowl of shaved ice today. The second horse stance, first to fail were the Nan sisters, then the girl, next Lu Wai Thursday, last was Lu Waimong holding longest.
Good, today's stance ends here, rest then balance practice. So Fong clapped. Okay.
The girls sighed relief, sat weakly on chairs.
Van Han curiously asked, how to practice balance?
Very simple, cross log bridge and rolling log, not much strength needed. So Fong casually explained, then went to warehouse.
Log bridge and rolling log? Why do I feel not simple? Lu Waimong muttered. Soon you will see.
Nan Tan not glanced to warehouse where So Fong picked wood. Soon, he found a log 3 meters long, thick as a calf. He placed it across the pool, beneath clear water. He also brought 2 short logs less than ½ meter, thick as thighs.
These are balance practice tools? Lu Wai Thursday uncertainly asked. So Fong nodded warmly, yes, have you all rested enough? Yes. The girls nodded, curious for next step.
Simple, log across pool is single log bridge, walk 10 times without falling each day.
He led them, pointed at log. Really that simple?
Lu Waimong narrowed eyes suspiciously.
So Fong smiled, exactly that simple. 10 times is easy, let me try first. Lu Waimong rolled pants, removed shoes, carefully stepped.
Lu Wai Thursday frowned, be careful, easy to fall. No, under is water, falling will not hurt.
Lu Waimong waved, stepped fully on log.
Under all gazes, she wobbled 2 steps then lost balance, with splash and scream she fell.
Splash.
Poor balance, no matter how many times same result. So Fong shook head, noting she failed within ½ meter.
Thud.
As expected, 3 steps later she fell again.
Let me try.
Nan Tan Nok stepped, removed shoes, onto log.
Sister, you can do it. Nan Nu Nok cheered. Okay. Nan Tan Nok softly answered, confident in balance from forest treks with father.
She held breath, stepped slowly, after 4-5 steps body swayed.
Thud.
Next moment, she fell, soaked.
Sister, are you okay? Nan Nu Nok worried. Splash.
Nan Tan Nok emerged, wiped face, smiled, I am fine. So Fong, is difficulty truly passable, and 10 rounds daily?
Van Han tugged sleeve, doubtful.
Before their amazed eyes, So Fong leisurely walked across in less than 10 seconds, then back, steady all along.
Amazing, how did you do that? Nan Nu Nok admired.
Very simple, practice. So Fong raised one finger, calmly said.
Yes, just practice much to be like me.
He nodded, while they did not know it was system gift.
So Fong, I suspect more you are building a circus, now training.
Tricks. Lu Weimong narrowed eyes suspiciously.
Chapter 745, Can you not do this to me? I do not want to, let Yun Han do it.
Lu Meng pouted, propped herself on the poolside, and climbed up.
I do not want either. Yun Han replied in a clear voice. Fine, none of you want, but balance training must still be done.
So Fong shook his head with a smile. This was not simply preparing for sparring. In the future he wanted to teach them weapon combat, so balance training was necessary.
Got it.
Yun Han was the first to respond, then stepped onto the log and walked forward.
NK
Be
books.
Careful, stay safe.
So Fong gently reminded.
We need 2 more logs. So Fong said as he turned into the storeroom. Soon 2 more fixed logs appeared on the pool, enough for 5 girls to train together. Time passed slowly. Nearly an hour later, 5 girls soaking wet crawled out of the pool, exhausted, and lay on the chairs. The results within 1 hour were quite good. Louis Meng and Nan Tan Nok could manage 2 rounds. The other 3 girls could also complete 1 round. That was quick progress.
No, I strongly demand a mid-break.
Louis Meng panted and raised her hand in protest. All right, this morning training ends here. I will prepare lunch. You rest well. So Fong waved generously, placed the clay jug of mint water aside, then turned upstairs.
I want meat. Yun Han said innocently. No problem.
So Fong replied without turning back, his voice full of affection.
Sister Meng, can you still hold on?
Yun Han tilted her head toward Louis Meng lying beside.
Louis Meng smacked her lips firmly. Of course, I cannot be underestimated. Hee, keep it up.
Yun Han smiled brightly and reached out.
Clap.
You too. Louis Meng knowingly raised her hand to clap with the girl.
Probably for the next training item. Nan Tan Nok guessed. True, better to nap first. We do not know what the afternoon training will be.
Yun Han, Nan Ruyu muttered and closed their eyes.
This sudden change makes me uneasy. Yun Han murmured. Me too, suddenly learning combat, the change is too fast. Louis Thursday smiled bitterly, but what So Fong said made sense. Self-defense was important, and it also strengthened the body. Maybe we are just too full and idle. Louis Meng quietly added.
Agree, now we have enough meat to eat for 10 days. Nan Tan Nok smiled bitterly. 6 people eating meat for 10 days, she had never imagined before. Actually, this is good, time passes faster. Later back in the city we can beat the perverts. Yun Han waved her small fist innocently.
Inside the room, the viewers burst into comments. Haha, such a cute little loli, can she really handle perverts? Maybe, if she masters divine skill, she could strike them unprepared. Divine skill? What is that? Sir, divine skill in leg strike, look it up? Yun Han, if you meet perverts leave it to So Fong, do not be stubborn. Louis Meng advised seriously.
No, I will become strong, like So Fong and Sister Vidin.
Yun Han pouted innocently.
Louis Meng chuckled, eyes glittering. Like So Fong is impossible, but like Sister Vidin you may achieve. If Sister Vidin hears, she will throw you over her shoulder. Yun Han covered her mouth laughing secretly. The young martial champion was not easy to surpass.
No way, Sister Vidin is kind, she will just give me a big hug. Louis Meng giggled. Hee, Sister Vidin, have you ever been thrown over the shoulder?
No Tin Noyet tilted her head and asked with a bright smile.
Want to try once?
Te Vidin raised her brows, rare laughter in her eyes.
Then try with Teacher Vong, give everyone an impromptu show.
No Tin Noyet laughed and suggested, turning toward Vong Lam nearby.
Vong Lam's mouth twitched. Why dragged into this? If not, then Teacher Ha try? No Tin Noyet's eyes gleamed sly. My back hurts, forget it. Ha Min hurriedly waved, finding an excuse. Back hurts? No Tin Noyet froze, then spoke meaningfully. Teacher Ha should nourish, heard deer antler is good, maybe let So Fong bring you some? Cough, no need. Ha!
Min coughed, face flushed, waved refusal, inwardly crying, digging his own hole.
No Tin Noyet seriously, really? Health is important, do not feel shy. Ha Min was near tears, can you not do this to me? Hee, joking, Teacher Ha do not cry. No Tin Noyet blinked cutely at the camera.
Right after, the screen rained gifts. Hee, everyone do not send to me, if you want send to So Fong.
No Tin Noyet said innocently.
Tay Vai Din looked at the screen showing the resting girls, her gaze contemplative. Speaking of Sister Vai Din, I really miss her and Sister Tin Noyet, wonder when we will meet again.
Yun Han sighed softly.
Louis Meng turned, hugged the girl, smiled gently, easy, after the competition ends we will meet, did they not promise to come cheer us? But still more than 4 months. Yun Han muttered, then put on shoes, deciding to go upstairs to see what So Fong was cooking for lunch.
Chapter 746, The Chubby Little One. Clop, clop. The iron pot and clay jar kept boiling. So Fong, what's for lunch?
The girl's voice came before she arrived. Van Han pushed the door open, followed by a soaked Lu Waimong, her shoes clattering.
It's already very rich. Van Han smiled softly. So Fong, what's in the jar? Lu Waimong ran to the stove, sniffing but caught no scent. Soup, it needs to simmer long, only at night we can drink. So Fong replied warmly, handling ginseng for the broth. Lu Waimong swallowed hard, eyes expectant, it must be delicious.
It's to nourish your body, only after training you may drink.
So Fong grinned. Nourish the body, sounds like preparing for pregnancy. Lu Waimong muttered.
So Fong's lips twitched, the girl's thoughts grew wilder.
Van Han blushed, patting Lu Waimong's hip, scolding, Sister Mong, what nonsense.
Hee, you should nourish, then give So Fong a chubby baby. Lu Waimong teased.
Sister Mong, if you keep talking nonsense, I'll ignore you.
Van Han's face burned red, eyes avoiding So Fong. So Fong felt his face heat too, Lu Waimong no longer held back.
Ha, fine, change clothes.
Lu Waimong laughed, grabbing clean cloth and hiding behind the screen.
Really?
Van Han lowered her head shyly, mind replaying the words
books.
About a chubby baby, wondering if So Fong preferred a boy or a girl. The thought reddened her face more.
Van Han?
So Fong waved before her, surprised by her bashful look.
What?
Van Han snapped back, bowing her head quickly.
What were you thinking?
I called many times.
So Fong frowned.
Van Han shook her head, retreating, nothing.
Really nothing?
Your face is red, sunstroke?
So Fong worried. No, I'm fine.
Van Han breathed deep, pressing down chaotic thoughts, forced a smile, I'll go practice balance, call me for food. Then she hurried downstairs.
Still so shy.
So Fong smiled slyly.
So Fong, that smile looks mischievous.
Lu Waimong stepped out dressed, glaring.
Does it? So Fong coughed. Yes. She nodded firmly, sitting down. Just illusion. He smiled. Really?
She narrowed her eyes.
So Fong calmly kept cutting ginseng, saying, of course. Fine. She dropped the thought, asked, need help? No, rest, afternoon training awaits. He spoke gently. Not too tired, afternoon still balance? She murmured at the table. Yes, then flexibility.
He smiled, cutting ginseng, part into the pot, part saved.
She sat up, how train flexibility? Simple, you'll see this afternoon. He smiled mysteriously.
She shivered, pouting. That smile always means trouble.
Men lie, I won't believe.
She stuck out her tongue, then lay on the table.
So Fong chuckled, continued cooking.
Over 20 minutes later, hot soup and 2 dishes of stir-fry were served.
Smells so good, makes me hungry.
Lu Waimong exclaimed.
Coming.
Lu Wai Thursday went to the window, shouting, "Everyone, come eat. Smells great, I'm starving." Van Han rushed in, sitting at the table.
Me too.
Nan Nu Nok rubbed her belly, eyes eager on the food.
Drink soup first, warm your stomach.
So Fong ladled for each.
Thank you.
Nan Tan Nok politely received, feeling awkward not helping.
As tasty as ever. Lu Wai Thursday praised. Drink more, be full. So Fong laughed.
Strange, same recipe, but So Fong's soup tastes better.
Lu Wai Mong whispered. So Fong just smiled, the order of ingredients changes taste. Drink often, you'll notice. She said innocently. It is different. Lu Wai Thursday agreed, after many times still noticed. Guess? So Fong grinned. I won't, my cooking's good too. Lu Wai Mong huffed. Fine, drink more. Lu Wai Thursday sighed with a smile. Chapter 747, A Gentler Method.
I suspect today the heat reaches 32 degrees. Lu Wai Mong leaned against the window, lifting her head to the cloudless sky, though beautiful it was harsh under the blazing sun.
It is fine, balance training is at the pool with wooden shade, it feels cool.
So Fong put down the porcelain cup. After lunch they had rested for a while.
Good.
The girls answered together, this time all wore swimsuits, standing by the pool like a beautiful scene.
So Fong, does it look good?
Lu Wai Mong spun around by the pool, showing off her figure.
Cough cough, yes, very good. So Fong coughed lightly and answered seriously. So envious, I want to train too. If you come you will enjoy the same, no need to think too much.
Cough cough, to be honest, Lu Wai Thursday and Nan Tan Nok have fine figures, I almost drool. But I prefer little lowly type, gentle and diligent like a housekeeper, who also cooks delicious meals. He murmured, great progress. Among the 5, Lu Wai Mong and Nan Tan Nok balanced best, now able to walk 3 rounds back and forth.
Impressive. Lu Wai Mong stood on the log, even winking at So Fong. Careful not to fall. So Fong smiled. I will not.
Lu Wai Mong stepped confidently, but soon slipped.
Splash. Put.
She raised her head from the water, spitting, cheeks slightly flushed.
Are you all right? So Fong asked.
Lu Wai Mong laughed, fine, very refreshing.
The girls kept training, though many fell into the water, none gave up. So Fong, how long must we practice balance?
Nan Tan Nok asked softly. Strictly speaking, daily practice is needed, but if you persist in 10 rounds without falling, the foundation is strong. So Fong gently explained.
Understood. Nan Tan Nok nodded, turning back to practice.
The sun tilted westward, around 4 in the afternoon, with the last splash sound, So Fong called an end.
How was it? Van Han gasped, swimming to the edge. She held So Fong's hand, pushing against the wall, asking gently, what is the next training? No rush, we can train more at night. So Fong whispered. Let us train now, the afternoon is free. Lu Wai Mong eagerly insisted, curious about flexibility.
So Fong rubbed his nose, hinting, I fear you cannot get out of bed tomorrow.
So Fong, what are you planning?
Lu Wai Mong blushed, covering her chest, eyes wary.
Not able to get up?
Nan Tan Nok frowned, gazing at him, face reddening.
Do not think wrongly, I meant stretching tendons. So Fong tapped Lu Wai Mong's head, annoyed. Oof.
Lu Wai Mong held her head, pouting, say clearly.
Stretching tendons? Van Han repeated softly.
It was a warm-up method preventing muscle injury, promoting circulation, aiding healing.
From medicine's view, stretching aids blood
NK
flow,
books.
organs work, extending life. How to do it? Nan Nu Nok asked excitedly. Let us start with 2 simple moves. So Fong demonstrated.
He stepped forward with the left leg, right leg straight behind, body pressing down, left knee at 90 degrees.
Crack!
As he moved, his joints popped. Like this, press as much as possible. So Fong said lightly.
Looks simple. Lu Waimong muttered, imitating. It is simple, I will try. Van Han eagerly copied. The Nan sisters followed, thinking it easy. Feels like warm-up in school gym class. Van Han whispered. Not hard, very easy. Van Han easily pressed down. Indeed simple. Nan Nu Nok also managed easily.
Why do my thighs ache? I cannot press down.
Lu Wai Thursday frowned. Lu Waimong glanced, pondering, could it be we are too old?
Lu Wai Thursday felt pierced.
Lu Waimong pouted, so it is because we are too old. Well, perhaps so. So Fong forced a smile, nodding.
Nan Tan Nok and Lu Wai Thursday exchanged looks, helpless. If you cannot press down, need outside help. So Fong went behind Lu Waimong, clasped hands, joints popping.
So Fong, what are you doing? Lu Waimong felt uneasy. Of course, to make you not get out of bed tomorrow.
So Fong grinned, placing hands on her back.
Ready to push. Lu Waimong cried, wait, is there a gentler method? Chapter 748, You Cannot Escape. Crack. Ah.
Lu Waimong screamed miserably, her beautiful face pale, almost collapsing, but she quickly grabbed So Fong's collar and avoided falling.
Waimong, are you alright? Lu Wai Thursday frowned in concern. Alright? Not at all.
Cold sweat dripped from Lu Waimong's forehead, her legs no longer felt like hers.
Endure a little, it will be fine soon.
So Fong laughed, this was just part of stretching the tendons. She clutched his collar, eyes brimming with tears, accusing, So Fong, you are cruel. She looks like she is really in pain.
Nan Tan Nok shrank back, stepping away. Don't go, next is you. So Fong smiled.
Strangely, when I see you smile, I feel afraid. Nan Tan Nok smiled bitterly, sensing she could not escape. To learn martial arts, one must go through this. If your tendons cannot stretch, how can you use the moves?
So Fong spoke earnestly.
Nan Tan Nok pressed her lips, inhaled deeply, and said firmly, do it.
So Fong, will this not harm the tendons? Van Han asked worriedly. Do not worry, I know the limit.
He stroked her head, then stood behind Nan Tan Nok, pressing his hands on her back.
He asked softly, are you ready? No problem.
She answered, then he pressed down.
Crack.
Her torso bent slowly, then she cried out in pain, face turning pale. She trembled and collapsed down, finally feeling what Lu Waimong had felt.
Sister. Nan Nu Nok quickly supported her. I will get you a cup of water. She ran upstairs. Why Thursday, are you ready? So Fong turned to Lu Wai Thursday. Do it. She bit her lip and bent down. Bear it, it will be quick. He put his hands on her back.
So painful, men are liars. Lu Waimong muttered, but her pain eased compared to earlier.
Lu Wai Thursday glanced at her sister, was this the time to say that? Crack.
Without waiting, he acted, her thigh tendons were pulled, pain flooding her body. Her face went pale, and she had to agree, men are liars.
Enough, sit and rest, tomorrow we will work the arms. He helped her sit. What? Arms too? The girls cried.
Of course, the whole body must be stretched, and it must be kept daily, you must do it yourselves.
He nodded seriously. Spare me.
Lu Waimong begged, her legs still numb.
So Fong smiled kindly. No, we cannot stop halfway, you cannot escape. Lu Waimong lamented, this is like weak girls walking into a wolf's den.
In the observation room, Ha Min and others were stunned.
What are they doing? Nothing better to do?
Ha Min wondered, survival game had become martial training.
Just watching makes me ache, so Fong has no mercy.
No Tin Noyet clenched her fists.
So tough. She looked at Tai Vai Din with admiration. Once used to it, it will be fine.
Tai Vai Din replied casually, though his mind drifted.
Tin Noyet, if you had the chance to train, would you? Ha Min asked. Yes, good. He smiled, ending the topic. No Tin Noyet asked, and you, teacher? Would you train? Not me, at this age it would kill me.
Ha Min laughed bitterly, already 40.
True, when old many things cannot be done. No Tin Noyet nodded.
Ha Min stayed silent, that was no comfort. Tai Vai Din glanced at Vong Lam, calmly said, with So Fong's teaching, half a year is enough to handle you. Vong Lam's lips twitched, he shut up, cursing his loose tongue. Do not worry, the arm part will not hurt much.
So Fong promised. The three girls looked at him, their faces said, we do not believe. Rest, I will check the soup. He left awkwardly. Is it very painful?
Nan Nu Nok gently massaged her sister's legs. Hiss. Nan Ton Nok gasped, bitterly said, do not press, it hurts.
Ah, okay. She withdrew her hands. I just want to lie quietly, I do not even want to eat dinner. Lu Waimong said, covering her eyes from the light. Van Han sighed helplessly, wanting to help but could not. NK Books. Van Han, help me. Lu Waimong whispered.
I need to use the restroom. She said shyly.
I will help you.
Van Han replied, supporting her to stand.
Truly tormenting. Lu Waimong muttered, staggering upstairs. Chapter 749, Carrying the Princess. All right. Van Han's little face was full of tension. Hoo-hoo. Lu Waimong took a deep breath, lifted her other leg, and continued climbing the stairs, resting for dozens of seconds after each step. This is really torment.
She muttered in frustration again. The staircase was not long, yet the two of them took nearly 5 minutes to reach the top.
Creak.
The wooden door was pushed open, and So Fong stepped out, seeing the two girls squeezed at the stairhead.
Move aside, let me in.
Lu Waimong wrinkled her nose and raised her small fist toward So Fong.
Actually, you could have asked me to carry you up. So Fong chuckled. Then I will go back down, let you carry me up. Lu Waimong said, turning to head down. Van Han glared at So Fong and gently said, Sister Mong, stop messing around. Hurry up, I can't bear it. Lu Waimong also glared at him, then stepped into the cabin. Haze. So Fong sighed bitterly, turned to the two women sitting below, and asked, do you want me to carry you up? No, it would trouble you. Lu Wai Thursday almost refused but hesitated and changed her mind. All right. Nan Ton Nok's face turned red as she nodded slightly. Wait a moment. So Fong turned and went down. He stood before them, hesitated, then reached under Lu Wai Thursday's legs, lifting her in a princess carry. This posture. Lu Wai Thursday's face flushed deeper, she leaned her head on his shoulder, burying her face. Ton Nok, wait a bit. So Fong said, then went upstairs. Soon, he came down again, carrying Nan Ton Nok steadily in the same way. Her face was shy, she tilted her head away, unwilling to look at him, only staring at the stairs ahead, her heart filled with a never-before sense of safety. Regaining herself, she stammered, Ah. Put me down. You just need to let go to sit. So Fong reminded softly. Sorry. Nan Ton Nok quickly let go of his neck, sat down on the chair, and bowed her head. Creak. This is exhausting, truly exhausting. She muttered, trembling like a centenarian. Aren't you going to massage us?
Lu Waimong sat down, blaming him.
Better wait until night, now it would only worsen the pain.
So Fong explained gently.
Lu Waimong pouted, fine, then wait until night. Nan Tan Nok looked surprised, were they talking about massage? Could So Fong massage? Rest for now, I will fetch some wood. He went down, the cabin had no firewood left.
Time passed, and the sky grew dark.
Bang! Van Han stood in the kitchen washing wild greens for dinner. Not done yet? Can we eat soon? She asked. Almost done.
Lu Waimong replied without looking up.
Want me to help? So Fong asked, seeming to guess they would soon encounter something. No need, I want to win myself.
Lu Waimong refused firmly.
Lu Wai Thursday fiddled with chess pieces and snapped, hurry up. Don't rush, I am thinking. Lu Waimong said innocently.
She picked a piece, hesitated, put it back, then chose another, frowning as she moved.
Shall we eat first and play later? She swallowed, distracted by the food. It smells so good. Nan Nu Nok set the bowls and chopsticks. First drink the soup, simmered with ginseng for half a day, the taste must be wonderful. Van Han ladled soup for everyone.
So Fong had used venison to simmer with ginseng. Since wild chickens were not grown enough, at least 3 were needed for such a soup. The color is clear, faintly fragrant with ginseng. Lu Waimong commented slowly, like a gourmet.
Hoo.
Nan Tan Nok carefully scooped soup, blew on it, and sipped.
Clink.
She closed her eyes, savoring, then opened them and praised, delicious soup, not greasy, not bland, just right.
Such refined taste. Lu Wai Thursday teased. Me too.
Lu Waimong said, sipping another mouthful, the heat cutting off her words. Half the ginseng remains, we can cook again in 2 days.
So Fong murmured. The meat isn't as good, soup is better. Van Han chewed the venison, unsatisfied. Essence is in the soup, but the meat can still be eaten. So Fong said warmly. Eat it, the meat also has ginseng essence, don't waste it.
Van Han shook her head, worried about side effects.
Lu Waimong nodded, that makes sense. This is my first time eating ginseng, will I gain weight? Nan Nu Nok worried, touching her cheek.
Relax, with So Fong's training, staying thin is hard enough. Lu Waimong spoke muffled with meat in her mouth.
Indeed, you are too thin, you need nourishment. Van Han smiled and gave her more soup. I haven't finished yet. Nan Nu Nok blushed.
Though she had been here for days, she still was not used to life's rhythm.
There is plenty, refill yourself after. Van Han said kindly. All right.
Nan Nu Nok smiled, dimples showing, if not for the scar on her left cheek, she would be a beauty.
Chapter 750, Who Comes First? Come, continue the game.
Lu Waimong placed the board back on the wooden table. Lu Wai Thursday pulled a chair, sat down, and gently asked, whose turn was it just now?
Mine.
Lu Waimong confidently pointed to herself. Lu Wai Thursday pursed her lips and nodded, then go ahead.
Let me think, do not rush.
NK Books. Lu Waimong lowered her head, murmuring.
Still not decided?
Lu Wai Thursday glanced at her sister, recalling she had been thinking since dinner. Lu Waimong replied seriously, must be cautious.
Lu Wai Thursday's mouth twitched, considering whether to play with her again. So Fong, watching, laughed, such a simple board, yet so long? Do not tell me, I can think of it myself.
Lu Waimong quickly covered his mouth.
Mum. So Fong frowned, muffled. Fine, finish your game. He smiled bitterly, stood up, and left. You sit, I will help Nu Nok with medicine. He pressed Nan Tan Nok down. Thank you.
she said gratefully. He smiled, fetched the ceramic jar, and whispered, "Nunak, lie down." Sitting by the bed, he applied the ointment evenly on her scar. "How many more times?" she asked softly. He looked at the jar, smiled, "Tomorrow one more time, then hospital." "All right." She obediently answered, yet felt slightly lost. Her cheeks flushed, she whispered, "All right." "Van Han, you go first." Lu Wai-mong said naturally. "Okay." Van Han's ears flushed, she lay on the bed. Truly self-aware. He teased, lifting her legs to his chest, finding acupoints with his fingers. "Chirp." Her body trembled, trying to stay calm. Nan Ton Nok stared in shock, thinking they did something shameful. "Do not be surprised, soon you two cannot hold it." Lu Wai-mong teased with knowing eyes. "Ah." Nan Ton Nok blushed deeper. Over 20 minutes later, he stopped. The girl had already fallen asleep, clearly exhausted. "Next," he said softly. Lu Wai-mong smiled. "Ton Nok, your turn, the game is still unfinished." "All right." She blushed, still hearing earlier cries, more embarrassed. Carefully, she lay down. "Do not shout, keep quiet, Van Han and Nu Nok are asleep," he reminded gently. "All right." She nodded. He looked at her, whispered, "Begin." He found her acupoints, pressed firmly. "Chirp." She muffled her moan, covering her mouth, her legs numb as if electricity flowed. He smirked, "Be patient, at first it hurts, later it eases." "Mum." She only nodded. Soon, the pain lessened, replaced by comfort. 10 minutes later, he stopped. "Okay, get up, pain should ease." "All right." She rose reluctantly. Wearing shoes, she walked, surprised. "Much better, how did you do that?" "Even if I told, you would not understand." He smiled. She froze, confused. "My turn." Lu Wai-mong lay down. "Finished the game?" He laughed. "Lost." She sulked. "How did I lose to my sister?" He chuckled. "Losing is normal." "What normal?" "I am clearly strong." She pouted. I do not want." She muttered softly. "All right, just relax." He cut her off. "Fine." She closed her eyes. After 10 minutes, her breathing steadied. "Asleep?" He stopped, waved his hand. She did not react. "Asleep?" Lu Wai Thursday asked softly. "Yes, likely too tired." He said. "Okay." She nodded, lying beside her sister. 20 minutes later, another was asleep. "Ah." He yawned, gently covered them with a blanket, then saw Nan Ton Nok also lying down. "Time to sleep." He muttered, carefully lay down, held the girl's waist. "Mum." Van Han turned, clinging tightly to him. Chapter 751, Meeting Once More. It seems it does not affect normal walking. Inside the wooden house, Lu Yimeng was strolling gently, the pain in her leg had eased a lot. "The massage last night was indeed effective," Lu Ishu said softly. "It was around 7 in the morning, today everyone woke up early, no one was lazy." Lu Yimeng patted Sohu's shoulder, joking, "When Sohu acts, the sickness goes away." Knock knock knock. "Sohu, what is it?" Yun Han tugged his sleeve. "A helicopter is approaching." Sohu replied casually, "Could someone be eliminated?" "Really? Why did I not hear the sound like on May Day?" Nan Ruyu asked in surprise, turning to the window to look at the sky. Lu Yiming crossed her arms, analyzing calmly, "By Sohu's past hearing, in less than a minute we will see it." Knock knock knock. "That must be the program helicopter, is someone eliminated again?" Yun Han frowned. "Probably not, it is heading straight here, maybe reporters again?" Lu Yiming guessed.
Knock knock knock.
The helicopter grew clearer, descending lower, its purpose obvious.
Wait a moment, let us go down first to see. Sowa's face was serious. What did the crew want now? The girls followed him down into the courtyard, waiting quietly. Creak creak. Mingming flapped nervously on the roof, looking like facing an enemy. Mingming, calm down. Soho called. Creak creak. Mingming tilted its head but still paced restlessly with feathers raised. Knock knock knock. Whoosh whoosh. The helicopter slowly landed. Spinning blades stirred strong winds that blew leaves over the fence.
The blades stopped. With a click the cabin door opened, long legs stepped out. To everyone's surprise, Wu Tingjing appeared brightly.
Ah ah! Lu Yiming shouted, Tingjing. He, surprised, unexpected? Wu Tingjing waved and ran. Sister Tingjing, why are you here?
Yun Han and the others recovered, both shocked
NK
and
books.
delighted. Wu Tingjing hugged the girl and laughed, of course I missed you all, so I came. Right, Wei Ding is also here. She turned back, calling, Wei Ding, why not come down?
Sister Wei Ding, I missed you.
Lu Yiming rushed and hung on T. Whiting.
I missed you too. T. Whiting smiled rarely, asking, want me to throw you over my shoulder for memories? Better not. Lu Yiming said awkwardly. Knock knock knock. The helicopter lifted again, flying away. Wu Tingjing turned to Sowo, smiling playfully. Sowo, long time no see, do you miss me? Ha, who would not want to meet a big star? Soho laughed, holding her hand. If so, then here I am not a big star. Wu Tingjing glared at him, then let go, ready to hug the others. She turned to Lu Ishu, pouting, Ishu, I missed you. I missed you too. Lu Ishu smiled and hugged her. Wu Tingjing held Nanqingyu's hand, smiling softly, Nanqingyu, finally seeing you in person. You know me? Nanqingyu was startled, the big star, who did not know her? Of course, I see you every day. Wu Tingjing smiled. Right, you are the observer, I was nervous and forgot. Nanqingyu was embarrassed. Relax, I am not here to compete. Wu Tingjing said gently. Nanqingyu waved quickly, that is not what I meant. Nan Ruyu stood shyly, silently hugged. Thank you. Her eyes turned red, a big star talked and hugged her? Seeing that, Sowa coughed lightly, smiling, cough, this time you are not here to experience life again, right? Not at all, this time Wei Ding wanted to come, though I also wanted. Wu Tingjing pouted, standing by T. Whiting. Wei Ding? Soha looked at her in surprise. I came to learn fighting skills from you. T. Whiting said directly. Sohu frowned, learn fighting skills from me? The directors agreed? He was astonished, would it not affect fairness? Will you teach? T. Whiting asked seriously. Adding one more is nothing. Sohu smiled. Thank you. T. Whiting nodded. Do not train, you will become too rough and ugly. Wu Tingjing shook her head. Why? Lu Yiming looked at Sohu. This is combat skills, not bodybuilding, you worry too much. Sohu sighed, signaling. T. Whiting, do you think she looks rough? Not really. Lu Yiming breathed relief, if truly muscular she could not accept. Alright, let us go upstairs, I will cook breakfast. Yun Han called with a smile. Chapter 752, Let the Young Master Return. If you like, stay a little longer. Van Han smiled, holding Don Don and No Tin Noyet's hands. That depends on Bai Din, only when she finishes learning the combat skill can we go back. No Tin Noyet shrugged. Van Han pursed her lips, thought, then spoke. So Fong said he would practice until the contest ends, does that mean you will stay with us until the end? Why, is that not allowed? No Tin Noyet pinched the girl's cheek, gently swaying it. Welcome, welcome, warmly welcome.
Van Han quickly raised her hands in surrender.
Though I said that, surely we won't stay that long. No Tin Noyet mused. All right. Van Han felt a little disappointed. Little Van Han, I am hungry.
No Tin Noyet stroked the girl's face and grinned.
Just sit anywhere. So Fong smiled, pulling out 2 wooden chairs. Taevaidin nodded and sat, but soon rose again, walking to the center of the hut and teasing Mao Ka on the beam. Meow.
Mao Ka opened his eyes, whiskers trembling, tail drooping without swinging.
Taevaidin's eyes sparkled as she gently stroked the fluffy tail.
No Tin Noyet counted heads, glanced at the chairs, and whispered.
So Fong, I think you should make 2 more chairs. Got it, I will do it today.
So Fong chuckled, since the Nan sisters still lacked proper seats, always sitting on logs, it was just right to make them now.
Tin Noyet, sit down quickly. Lu Waimong called. No, it is quite hard. Lu Waimong pulled a bitter face. No Tin Noyet could not help but laugh. You call that suffering? Compared to the group next door, you are lucky.
True, to persist until now, they must have some ability. Lu Waimong glared at her.
You do not know the situation, there is much I cannot say. No Tin Noyet acted secretive. Lu Wai Thursday asked curiously. Tin Noyet, since you came, who are the observers? Still Teacher Ha and Teacher Vang.
No Tin Noyet smirked, as for the viewer rate, it had nothing to do with her.
All right. Lu Wai Thursday nodded thoughtfully.
The Nan sisters sat timidly, first time so close to a big star, one of them even a young martial arts champion. No Tin Noyet rested her chin on her hand, tilted her head, teasing them.
Relax, I will not eat you, I am easy to get along with. Ah, you are so nice. Nan Nu Not blushed, eyes dodging. Ha, still shy. No Tin Noyet's bright eyes sparkled as if discovering new land.
Nan Nu Not grew more embarrassed, leaning on her sister's shoulder.
She is just a little excited.
Nan Tan Nok smiled bitterly.
I will stay often, so you must get used to it.
No Tin Noyet smiled and stroked her head.
MHM. Nan Nu Nok hummed and nodded. Good, anything I can help with? I cannot just eat for free, this time the program did not pay you. No Tin Noyet stood and joked. Plenty of work, like fertilizing the garden. So Fong grinned slyly.
Vi Din, give me the satellite phone, I will call the young master to fly me back. No Tin Noyet held out her hand decisively.
I will call for you. Tae Din pulled out her phone, about to press.
No Tin Noyet froze, hurriedly leapt to hug her, whining.
No, I was joking. I know.
Tae Din smiled quietly, putting the phone away. So Fong frowned lightly and asked.
Not leaving?
It was hard to come, I cannot return so soon. No Tin Noyet said seriously.
Then fertilizing?
So Fong half teased.
Fine, fertilize then, not hard at all.
No Tin Noyet proudly answered, though inside worried fans might go crazy seeing this.
All right, after breakfast we train, fertilizing is yours.
So Fong clapped once, deciding. No Tin Noyet was stunned, still unwilling, asked.
You really want me to fertilize?
No Tin Noyet said regretfully.
I think it is possible, pity they cannot beat you. So Fong's lips twitched, was she remembering being beaten? Honestly, what should I do?
No Tin Noyet asked intently.
Machem, pour tea, serve water, today their training is tough. So Fong thought then said. Fine, no fertilizing, let me be a waitress.
No Tin Noyet rolled her eyes at him, laughing and scolding.
At least that is normal. If nothing else, then let you be wronged for now. So Fong nodded. At least you have some conscience.
No Tin Noyet said, half angry half amused. So Fong shook his head, her words made him feel like a heartless man.
Did you not eat breakfast? Lu Wai Thursday asked curiously. All right, I will eat more later.
Lu Wai Thursday smiled softly.
Of course, I suspect Nian Van Han is a master cook. No Tin Noyet said innocently. Suddenly she turned and asked. Van Han, I want to taste tiger meat. No problem, one more dish.
Van Han replied with a smile.
How many contestants remain? So Fong asked in a low voice. Understood. So Fong smiled faintly, eyes glinting with meaning. Chapter 753, Interest is very important.
Why is that? No Tin Noyet asked in doubt.
Guess? So Fong smiled, since No Tin Noyet and Tay Bai Din had arrived, clearly a bigger bed was needed.
1 full day of training plus making chairs and a big bed had already taken much time. I will not guess, if you need help just say so, I am not a vase.
No Tin Noyet snorted innocently. Sit down first, I will help Van Han make breakfast. Lu Wai Thursday stood up and went to the kitchen.
The Nan sisters secretly watched No Tin Noyet and Tay Vai Din, whispering to each other.
What are you whispering about? Let me hear it too?
No Tin Noyet glanced over and suddenly joined in.
Ah, nothing? Nan Nu Nok quickly lowered her head. Ha ha ha.
No Tin Noyet found it amusing, much more fun than being an observer.
After half an hour, 5 hot dishes and a clay pot of soup were placed on the table.
Nan Nu Nok obediently set the bowls and even helped with the soup.
So lively. Van Han said happily, it feels like the orphanage during New Year. Such a grand breakfast, you worked hard. No Tin Noyet swallowed, praising. Sit down, do not be polite. Van Han called. I will not be polite, we are already familiar, right?
No Tin Noyet said while sitting.
Yes, Sister Tin Noyet. Van Han giggled. She looked at Tay Vai Din and called, Sister Vai Din, sit down. All right. Tay Vai Din glanced at So Fong then sat beside him. Everyone sat down, unsure which dish to start with. This is tiger meat, this is leopard meat, bear meat, California tuna, and venison. Van Han explained the dishes. I will try tiger meat first. No Tin Noyet grabbed a piece and ate. Tay Vai Din followed, she had never tasted tiger meat before. How to say, the texture is not very good, but the flavor is nice. No Tin Noyet commented. Yes, tiger meat is usually not this tasty. Van Han agreed gently, try the leopard meat. All right. No Tin Noyet nodded. After tasting she said, leopard meat is better than tiger meat, more chewy. Yes, that is due to the special body structure of leopards. So Fong explained. Truly a walking encyclopedia. No Tin Noyet praised. What? A walking encyclopedia? So Fong frowned. Yes, your loyal fans gave you that title, is it not accurate? No Tin Noyet explained. I think it is accurate. Van Han and the Lu sisters nodded. Ah? So Fong even has loyal fans? Lu Waimong asked curiously. Of course, he has nearly 1 million loyal fans. No Tin Noyet said with a hint of jealousy, remembering how hard she worked to reach 1 million, while So Fong reached nearly that in half a year. Wow, then he is like a superstar now. Lu Waimong exclaimed. I do not like being recognized on the street, it is troublesome. So Fong said bitterly. Is it not good? People will chase you for autographs. Lu Wai Thursday asked. 1 or 2 is fine, but if a crowd comes, you will not endure it either. So Fong laughed. No Tin Noyet winked at the camera, smiling, I enjoy it, but I always remind fans to stay rational. Their arrival brought joy, the wooden house filled with laughter, the meal lasted nearly an hour. Mind your diet. Tay Vai Din reminded softly.
I know, I will exercise, otherwise Sister Trow will nag again.
No Tin Noyet waved carelessly. Want to lose weight? Easy, train martial arts with me. So Fong suggested. No, I refuse.
No Tin
Books.
Noyet shook her head firmly.
It makes you strong and safe, is it not good? Nan Nu Nok added. No Tin Noyet patted her head and teased, then train and be my bodyguard, okay?
Nan Nunok froze, then shook her head flustered. I cannot, I am too young.
Alright, rest and then training starts. So Fong put down his bowl, stood and waved. Yes. The Lu sisters pouted, dragging their response. Tevai Din was the first to stand, following So Fong. Indeed, those with interest are more active. So Fong smiled bitterly and went downstairs.
Lu Wai Mong and Van Han glanced at each other, sticking out tongues playfully, then followed.
Review yesterday's training first, then new lessons. So Fong clapped. All right. Everyone replied. Vi Din, together? So Fong asked softly. Yes.
Tevai Din nodded, joining the group, determined to start from the beginning though she already knew much. Her gaze focused, she followed So Fong's stance, eager to see who could hold longer.
Lu Wai Mong grinned and lowered her stance as well. Chapter 754, Talent is very important.
Thorns formed a fence in the yard, the group of Van Han stood firm, bodies lowered in horse stance.
Endure. So Fong ordered in a low voice. All right.
The girls responded. No Tin Noyet lounged on a chair, legs crossed, clapping and cheering, come on, come on. Tevai Din remained calm, her eyes fixed on So Fong, finding his gaze cool as he observed all.
Huff.
Nan Ton Nok's lips trembled, after more than 10 seconds she collapsed, gasping, I cannot anymore.
No worries, drink some water.
No Tin Noyet quickly poured 2 cups of mint water and handed them to the Nan sisters. Nan Nu Nok blushed, accepted the cup and softly said, Thank you Sister Tin Noyet.
Thanks. Nan Ton Nok echoed shyly. Why so polite, have another cup. No Tin Noyet smiled and poured more. I want water too. Van Han sat down pitifully, she lasted only 20 seconds more. Lu Wai Thursday exhaled and smiled, I want to. Coming right up. I want to endure.
Lu Wai Mong muttered, glaring at her sister.
Keep going. So Fong encouraged. Just 1 more minute. He nodded. 1 minute.
Lu Wai Mong snapped, saying, I will not quit yet. Though her words were harsh, she endured until her legs shook and she sat down, ending the stance.
Sister Vi Din, keep it up.
Lu Wai Mong raised her small fist, then went for water.
Can you continue? So Fong asked. I can. She answered calmly.
As expected of a martial arts champion.
He praised, not ending the drill, wanting her true respect. Time passed, 5 minutes gone. Sister Vi Din is amazing, lasting this long. Nan Nu Nok exclaimed.
Nan Ton Nok nodded, but glancing at So Fong, she knew the true strong stood apart. She will not last much longer. No Tin Noyet crossed her legs, holding a cup ready. As expected, Tevai Din's body swayed, though she tried to control it, she fell and barely braced with her hands.
Are you all right?
No Tin Noyet hurried forward.
I am fine. Tevai Din shook her head with frustration, took the cup and glanced at So Fong. Rest a while. He smiled. She nodded, then asked, how long can you endure? Horse stance? 1 hour should be fine. He replied. Sister Vi Din, sit quickly. Van Han urged, seeing her legs trembling. She drank and sat. So Fong, you should rest too. Van Han said. Not tired, this is only warm up. He smiled. For you it is warm up, for us it is exhausting. She pouted, his words discouraging. He laughed, soon you will be like me. I never see you train. She muttered. He laughed awkwardly, truth was the system granted it. Next is balance training? Lu Waimong asked. Yes, 1 hour, then neck practice. He nodded. Then flexibility? She shrank, her legs weak, fearing tendon pain. Not yet, at the end. He shook his head. Who? The girl sighed in relief, but his smile made them uneasy. After more than 10 minutes, they changed into swimsuits and went to the pool. Let us see who can finish 10 runs today. So Fong crossed arms, leaning casually. Me, it will be me. Lu Waimong raised her hand. I will go down first. No Tin Noyet dived into the water. Move aside, Tin Noyet, careful they may fall on you. So Fong warned. Tai Bai Din inhaled, stepping barefoot on the log. This training was new, usually she balanced on a single wooden stake. She carefully walked, body swaying but balanced. Under astonished eyes, she finished 1 run. Training continued, splashes sounded, at first with screams, now only coughing water, all improving. An hour passed, none finished 10 runs, but close, Lu Waimong managed 7. Besides her, Tai Bai Din also drew attention, equally completing 7 runs, not just once. The others fell at 5 runs. Chapter 755, You Attack? Me Attack? Wu Qingyue stepped out of the pool, wiped the water off her body with a towel, then went upstairs to fetch more towels for the girls. No endurance training, so what is next? Yun Han took the towel and dried her long wet hair. It is reaction training. Su Feng said softly. Ah, sounds like it will not cost much strength. Lu Yiming's eyes lit up. Exactly, this time will be very easy. Su Feng smiled and nodded. He went into the storage room, soon returning with a few short wooden sticks. Su Feng smiled, later you will see, rest a bit first. Let's go. He looked at them and nodded. Reaction training is simple, more like a game. He set the plan, 2 people in a pair, each holding sticks, 1 attacking, 1 defending, the more moves blocked the better the reaction. Sounds interesting. Nan Xingyu's eyes shone, her face excited. Then who is my opponent? Yun Han asked gently. You with Ruoyu, then Izhu with Qingyu, and Wei Ting with Yimeng. Su Feng arranged lightly. All right. Yun Han nodded, pulled Ruoyu aside, and took the stick. She swung it and smiled. I will attack first, you defend, after 10 moves we switch roles, okay? Okay. Nan Ruoyu nodded, gripping the stick tight, staring at her nervously. Here I come. Yun Han said sincerely, then swung the stick toward her right arm. Ah! Nan Ruoyu cried softly, reacting too slow, failing to dodge the first strike. Luckily the force was light, not hurting. Haha, I won 1 move. Yun Han laughed, then swung again. Ah! Ruoyu pitifully held her thigh, once more unable to dodge. Not far away, Su Feng gave a wry smile, seeing how poor Ruoyu's reaction was. After 10 strikes, Ruoyu barely blocked 2, standing aggrieved. Yun Han pulled her hand gently. Your turn, maybe I cannot block even 1. Okay, be careful Yun Han. Ruoyu bit her lip and struck at her arm. I block. Yun Han flustered, raised her hand and blocked lightly. But the next hit went to her thigh, she failed to guard. After 10 strikes, the girl only blocked 5, just slightly better than Ruoyu. You need more practice, reactions are not enough. Su Feng commented. Got it. Yun Han nodded, kept sparring with Ruoyu. So powerful, blocking 8 strikes. Lu Yiming exclaimed. Her opponent was Wei Ting, whose fast reactions impressed. Wei Ting pursed her lips, lifted the stick. Are you ready? Come at me. Lu Yiming said firmly, raising her stick, staring at her opponent. First strike. Wei Ting warned, then hit lightly at her waist. Ah, failed to block. Lu Yiming sighed, luckily not painful. Second strike.
Wei Ting warned again, hitting her knee, making a small sound.
Did it hurt? Wei Ting frowned, that strike was too strong. It's fine, go on. Lu Yiming waved her hand. Wei Ting nodded, lessening her force. Su Feng watched, then went into the storage, brought hay and hemp rope, wrapped the sticks, so it would not hurt much. Use these to train. He called everyone to stop, giving them the wrapped sticks. Much easier to use. Yun Han smiled, tried swinging, and felt good. Why, I still cannot block even one. Louis Zhu pursed her lips, just sparred with Nanxingyu, result not good. Nanxingyu also looked embarrassed, she slowed down, yet Izhu still could not keep up. Sister, you lack exercise. Lu Yiming said, her sister always stayed in the greenhouse with flowers, no match for Qingyu. Su Feng, shall we spar? Wei Ting suddenly stopped, turned to him. Yes, Su Feng, you spar with Wei Ting, I am not her opponent. Lu Yiming whined, after 2 rounds with her she only blocked 3. All right. Su Feng nodded, Wei Ting's strength indeed too much for Yimeng. He held 2 sticks, tapped them, stepped to Wei Ting, softly asked, You attack, or me? I attack. Wei Ting posed. Okay, come. Su Feng smiled, gripped his stick, eyes turning serious. Careful. Wei Ting warned, then struck. Clack. Su Feng calmly raised his left hand to block. Clack. He frowned, right hand blocking again, as if foreseeing. So amazing. Lu. Yiming opened her small mouth, wanting to clap. Shu, stay quiet, they are sparring. Wu Qingyue grabbed her hand, worried they would distract. Chapter 756, Master? Tack tack tack. She swung more than 10 sticks in a row, yet every strike was blocked by So Feng. Have they practiced before? How can he block so precisely? Nan Tan Nak could not help but ask, though she knew it was impossible. I also doubt it. Lu Wai Thursday stared in shock at the 2 sparring in the yard. No Tin Noyet clicked her tongue and shook her head, saying slyly, she already swung dozens of times, yet So Feng's reflexes are that freakish? In fact, So Feng's reflexes were indeed freakish, which made Tai Vai Din lose some confidence. She swung 4 or 5 more times, then stopped. Not continuing? So Feng twisted his wrist, after blocking about 60 strikes he was still somewhat strained. He froze a moment, then shrugged, it is really difficult, unless you complete all my training tasks, only then may it be possible. I can. Tai Vai Din nodded without hesitation. That is uncertain, and my training I will not make public. So Feng looked up at the drone above. He would not foolishly reveal skills before the whole nation, these small bouts did not matter, but true training must not. Master. Tai Vai Din decisively knelt to perform a formal bow. Damn. So Feng jumped back in shock, one word and already bowing? In the room, the audience chat paused, then erupted like a spring. No way, my goddess knelt? This is simping, absolute simping, the goddess bowed to So Feng, a role model. Do not think dirty, she only wants to learn martial arts, it is a tactic. Crazy, even calling it strategy, but I saw it clearly, the champion knelt to So Feng, is this not apprenticeship? Apprenticeship? Proves So Feng surpasses the champion. Vai Din, what are you doing? No Tin Noyet was also startled, quickly pulled her up, scolding, do you not fear your father teaching you a lesson? Not afraid, if I can grow stronger why fear them? Tai Vai Din said calmly. Easy to say, but can you really endure? No Tin Noyet sighed. I can. Tai Vai Din pressed her lips, then nodded. She turned to So Feng and softly said, Master, let us continue. The girls nearby were stunned, this was unexpected. Then teach me. Tai Vai Din frowned, patiently asked, can you? All right, but stop calling me master,
I do not want to return to the city and be endlessly challenged. So Fong hurriedly answered, thinking of her fame, worried it might truly happen.
All right. Tai Din nodded, eyes glinting craftily. But first promise, it must never spread. So Fong said seriously. No Tin Noyet looked uneasy, with her background could it truly stay hidden? It is fine, I have plenty of time.
Tai Din touched the satellite phone in her chest, as long as it was not spread, no one would take her away.
Then continue your training.
So Fong exhaled, waved his hand, sat aside with a bitter smile.
So Fong, are you all right?
Van Han came over, gently laid her hand on his shoulder.
Nothing, just teaching one more eager than you all.
So Fong smiled wryly.
That means you think I train poorly.
Van Han glared at him, but her worries vanished.
Be good, even if you dislike it, it is good for health.
So Fong fondly rubbed her head. Training and liking are two different things.
I never said I dislike.
Van Han's face reddened, she mumbled.
So Fong chuckled, side and side, but was she not admitting? He stood, clapped, then pinched her nose gently asking, What do you want for lunch? Kudzu powder, it has been long. Van Han thought, then answered innocently. All right, go train, I will cook soon. So Fong grinned.
She nodded, turned back to the yard, took a wooden stick and continued sparring with Nan Nu Nok. No Tin Noyet sat beside So Fong, tilted her head, sincerely said, So Fong, do not mind Vi Din, she only loves martial arts, no malice.
That is good. So Fong nodded. You will not train too? He casually asked. No, I prefer hunting with you all, that is exciting.
No Tin Noyet crossed her legs, then suddenly asked, When will we hunt again?
In 2 days.
So Fong thought, the meat was enough for some time, but with Vi Din and No Tin Noyet added, hunting had to be earlier.
Good, then I will go too, you must protect me well, I will let Sister Nyo give you a gift.
No Tin Noyet said playfully.
No gift, just transfer money. So Fong joked. No problem, give me your bank account.
No Tin Noyet stretched her hand.
Haha, joking, I have no bank account. So Fong shrugged, stood preparing to cook lunch. Then I will send to an anonymous account, consider it protection fee.
No Tin Noyet muttered.
Do not, I was only joking.
So Fong smiled bitterly, idle words taken seriously. That cannot be, I should not disturb your contest, but since I came I must reward, the program crew is stingy, so I will. No Tin Noyet boldly patted her chest.
Please, do not trouble me. So Fong sighed helplessly. Chapter 757, One Piece After Another.
He smiled bitterly as he walked upstairs, hoping the director would not force the little child to cross again. Time passed slowly. In the yard the girls kept sparring, they seemed to really enjoy this kind of training.
Finally I managed to block 2 strikes. Lu Wai Thursday sighed in relief.
Just now in one round, she swung 10 strikes, 5 were blocked by Nantan Nok, while she only blocked 2 of the opponent's 10.
That is progress. Nantan Nok smiled. Everyone, take a break.
Wu Ting Noyet brought a ceramic jug of mint water over.
Is lunch not ready yet?
Van Han rubbed her belly and asked, after practicing all morning her stomach was already hungry. Wu Ting Noyet smiled gently, soon, So Fong said wait 10 minutes more.
Grumble grumble.
Lu Waimong rubbed her stomach, stood up, I cannot stand it, I am starving, I will find something to eat first.
Wait for me. Van Han also stood, the two ran upstairs together. Come, let us go too.
Nantan Nok lovingly stroked her sister's head, pulling her up.
All right, let us all go wait for lunch.
Wu Ting Noyet frowned, set the jug down, and pulled Tai Din and Lu Wai Thursday along.
So Fong, can we eat now?
Van Han looked expectantly at him busy in the kitchen. So Fong turned back with a gentle voice, soon, bring out the bowls and chopsticks first.
Okay. Lu Waimong replied quickly. I really cannot wait, I will eat some jam first.
Lu Wai Thursday took a ceramic jar from the wooden shelf, poured out a small piece of jam. Her eyes sparkled, she sucked her finger, sweet and tasty, so delicious. Lu Waimong set the bowls on the table, then grabbed a piece of jam and stuffed it into her mouth, speaking like an ad, sweep away hunger, made by yourself.
Here, Vi Din, you try too.
Wu Ting Noyed held a piece of jam to Ti Vi Din's mouth. Ti Vi Din stared at those two fingers, remembering Wu Ting Noyed had just sucked them.
She pressed her lips coldly. Do you want me to eat your saliva? Ah, haha, take it yourself.
Wu Ting Noyed blushed, quickly stuffed the jam into her own mouth. Ti Vi Din shook her head, grabbed a piece herself and chewed. After a moment she grabbed another, then another, one piece after another.
Vi Din's sister, later you will not be able to eat lunch.
Van Han looked at the emptying jar and spoke bitterly.
I can eat.
Ti Vi Din looked at the sugar coating on her fingers, resisted licking, surprised how good it was. There are still plenty, eat before lunch.
Van Han laughed like a flower.
NK Books.
Ti Vi Din nodded lightly, pulled a chair and sat.
All right, serve it up. So Fong carried the iron pot and ceramic jar to the table. Hot kudzu starch appeared before everyone. Wu Ting Noyet swallowed saliva, it looks so delicious.
He, taste it quickly. Van Han served kudzu to all. Hoo. Wu Ting Noyet blew and said, quite hot.
Be careful, it is freshly cooked and very hot.
So Fong reminded.
But very tasty, worthy of Chef So's skill. Wu Ting Noyet praised with her thumb up.
Eat more. So Fong smiled warmly. He, then I will not be polite.
Wu Ting Noyet laughed lively, blew gently, finished one bowl of kudzu, then served another.
Perhaps because the morning training was so tiring, all the girls ate a lot. So Fong, what training in the afternoon? Still the same? Lu Waimong asked curiously.
Ti Vi Din also raised her eyes, she was the most dedicated to training. Afternoon will repeat the morning content, then add flexibility training.
So Fong thought and answered. Great. Lu Waimong nodded. We can nap, then train after waking.
So Fong stretched, outside the heat was too much, training now was unwise.
He turned, planning to go downstairs, taking the time to prepare the big bed. So Fong, will you not nap with me? Van Han called. All right.
So Fong paused, changed his words.
Ruyu, Tan Nak, I will share a bed with you. Wu Ting Noyet glanced at Nan Ruyu, smiled naturally, is that okay? The Nan sisters exchanged looks, then both said, no problem.
If we sleep sideways, it will be more spacious.
Lu Wai Thursday whispered. Any way is fine.
Ti Vi Din nodded, she once slept on stone, so she was not picky.
Aha!
Van Han yawned, leaning half her body on So Fong. So Fong gently poked her cheek, the sleeping posture seemed unchangeable. Soon, the wooden house became quiet, even breathing filled the air.
Meow.
On the beam, the cat yawned, curled its tail, and slept comfortably.
Its body was bigger than before, plump and cute. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Outside, Dog Egg crawled to the windowsill. After half a month absent it returned.
Standing there, its little head turned around, small eyes scanning.
Meow.
Mauka opened its eyes, glanced, then turned away to sleep.
Chirp, chirp, chirp.
Dog Egg seemed to sigh in relief, wagged its fluffy tail, jumped down, followed the scent to the wooden shelf, climbed to the second layer, remembering the hazelnuts hidden there.
Why did you suddenly return? So Fawn's voice suddenly rang in its mind. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Dog Egg's fur stood on end, it instantly hid behind a jar. Chapter 758, Knocked Over by a Pig? Thump, thump, thump. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Hearing the footsteps getting closer, Little Dog trembled while hiding in a ceramic jar. Su Fong easily caught little dog, laughing angrily. Why are you scared? I will not eat you. Chirp chirp chirp. Little dog froze, wagging its fluffy tail, eyes like beans filled with doubt, wondering who just spoke. Chirp chirp chirp. Little dog tilted its head, scratching Su Fong's finger with a tiny paw. All right, where have you been running lately? Su Fong extended one finger, gently stroking the furry head. Chirp chirp chirp. Little dog scratched his hand, signaling to let go. Chirp chirp chirp. Little dog tidied its fur, then explained. Su Fong was stunned, repeating uncertainly, So, you have a wife and children outside? Chirp chirp chirp. Little dog shyly lowered its head, tail brushing against Su Fong's hand. Who? Useless. Su Fong chuckled, opening a bag of walnuts, crushing one and placing it before little dog. Chirp chirp chirp. Little dog's eyes lit up, hugging the walnut and gnawing. Girls grow up and cannot be kept, men grow up and cannot stay. Su Fong sighed, amazed that little dog could even communicate by thought. He stood, placed little dog on the windowsill, and softly said, Keep quiet, I am going to sleep. Chirp chirp chirp. Little dog squeaked softly, then lowered its head to gnaw the walnut. Su Fong stretched, turned, climbed onto the bed, pulled the girl into his arms, and closed his eyes for a nap. Chirp chirp chirp. Time slowly passed, the sun leaning west. Mum. Van Han was the first to open her eyes, glanced at Su Fong, then blushed as she gently removed his arm. She carefully got out of bed, put on shoes, and combed her hair with a wooden comb. Ah, little dog is back. Van Han walked to the window, quickly spotting little dog sleeping on the sill. Chirp chirp chirp. Little dog raised its head, then closed its eyes again. Aha! Nan Nunak yawned, rubbed her sleepy eyes, and opened them hazily. Like a chain reaction, Nan Tan Nak also woke, followed by the Lu sisters and No Tin Noyet. Nunak, come here, did you not want to see little dog? Van Han called. Ah, little dog is back? Nan Nunak's eyes sparkled, brushing away her drowsiness. She hurried down, wore her shoes, and ran to the window. Really? Nan Nunak asked nervously. Van Han smiled and nodded, Of course, let me touch it for you. So obedient. Nan Nunak exclaimed, gently stroking little dog's head. Nan Tan Nak leaned in, also touching. Let me too, what if it disappears again? Lu Waimong chimed in, Me too. Everyone rushed closer, clamoring. Chirp chirp chirp. Little dog trembled in fear, its fur bristling. Little dog has grown fatter than before. No Tin Noyet remarked, remembering when it was thin, now round like a meatball. Van Han whispered, It must have eaten well outside, I wonder what? Su Fong smiled bitterly, It had a wife outside, nourished by love, of course it was fat. He, fatten it up for the pot. Mischief flashed in Lu Waimong's eyes. Chirp chirp chirp. Little dog bolted, escaping from the girl's hand, leaping from the window. Nonsense. Lu Wai Thursday glared at her sister, having scared it off. Ah, is it that smart, can it understand words? Lu Waimong asked in surprise. Perhaps it gained wisdom. Su Fong replied, then stepped outside after putting on shoes, feeling the hot air. Phew, are we starting training? Van Han asked softly. Su Fong turned and said warmly, Yes, but first let's have some ice cream, let me make it. Lu Waimong eagerly carried a ceramic basin, dug out ice to make ice cream. Su Fong shook his head, then went to the warehouse, bringing logs into the yard. What are you doing? Tai Vai Din asked calmly. Su Fong replied without looking up, building another big bed. He measured and sawed. Tai Vai Din pursed her lips, then asked seriously, When will real training begin? It has already begun. Su Fong smiled, Today's work is also training. Already started? Tai Vai Din was stunned, muttering, You only do this? Of course, tall towers rise from the ground, foundations are crucial.
Su Fong said firmly.
I understand. Tai Din nodded, asking no more.
I know you have martial basics, but some aspects you did not learn well. Su Fong stopped, staring at her.
That I admit.
Tai Din nodded, her balance and reflexes were not as desired.
Su Fong looked at her deeply, then nodded, yes. Good, at once. Su Fong smiled, waving at the girl. Chapter 759, Borrowing Meat Points.
In the forest, Zhao Lei returned from hunting.
Zhao Li was building a shelter with one leg. When he heard the noise, he turned and frowned. Didn't find any meat?
Zhao Lei pouted, discouraged. No, not even a hair.
How is your leg?
Zhao Lei frowned at his brother's leg.
Still the same.
Zhao Li replied casually, leaning on the temporary frame, hopping 2 steps, fixing the frame with bark rope.
Not healed yet and still moving? Zhao Lei scolded. Zhao Li stopped, turned angrily. Should we just sit and wait to eat?
Zhao Lei smacked his lips, sighed, and sat down, thinking they would soon be eliminated like this.
So what now?
Zhao Li sighed, dropped the rope, leaned on the tree and sat slowly.
Without meat for days, their bodies grew weaker. I don't know, I have no way.
Zhao Lei complained, his belly rumbling after the wild greens were digested.
Hold on for 2 more days, my leg is healing. Zhao Li pressed his injured ankle, less painful now. Zhao Lei pouted, asked, and after 2 days? What then?
Zhao Li looked at his brother, smacked his lips, and stayed silent.
Cook some wild greens, later check around again. If we can find meat it's best.
Zhao Li took out the iron pot to cook lunch.
All right. Zhao Lei sighed.
In the afternoon, the sun was still harsh. Training shifted to balance exercises. Su Fong worked on a chair and a bed, while Yun Han and the others focused on training.
Phew. The girl fell into the water again, swam to shore, and exhaled.
She had finished 6 back-and-forth runs, nearing her target.
Amazing, so fast reaching the goal.
Lu Meng admired, drawing attention. Before her stood Tai Ding, who had completed 10 back-and-forths on the wooden bridge without falling.
No wonder, a martial arts champion. Yun Han praised.
I must try harder, next time I will finish. Lu Meng clenched her fists, stepped onto the log, carefully walking across. We must also try harder. Nan Tanyu stroked her sister's head and returned to training.
Wei Ding, dry your hair first.
Wu Tanyu handed her a towel.
All right.
Tai Ding softly replied, drying her hair as she walked towards Su Fong. Su Fong adjusted the chair, looked up and praised, very skilled.
Not as skilled as you. Tai Ding paused drying, sat down and asked, how did you train? Secret. Su Fong smiled and shook his head, unwilling to reveal the system.
Tai Ding stared deeply, then softly said, okay.
Let's go.
Su Fong put down the military knife, grabbed a stick, and entered the yard. Tai Ding took a deep breath, raised her stick. This time you attack, I defend.
Fine, but be careful. Su Fong warned.
He glanced at her, then swung at her arm. Tai Ding focused hard, face tense as if against a strong foe. Yet she failed to block the first strike.
Again. Tai Ding frowned, unsatisfied.
Why could he block all her strikes, but she failed every time?
Su Fong said nothing, swung again at her lower body.
Instinctively, she raised her stick to block.
Wrong.
Su Fong said softly, the stick struck her side. Tai Ding froze, wondering why his speed always surpassed hers. The stick aimed low, yet hit her waist. Su Fong withdrew, explained lightly, just prediction.
Prediction? Tai Ding asked, you mean you guessed my defense? Smart. Su Fong smiled and nodded. Again. Tai Ding breathed deeply, determined to test it.
Suafeng nodded, swung again, third, fourth, fifth strike.
Hoo.
Tai Wei-ding collapsed on a chair, drenched in sweat, lips bitter.
Suafeng had launched 36 strikes, not too fast, but she only blocked 9. Wei-ding, drink some water.
Wu Tanyu handed a clay cup of mint water.
Thank you. And
Tai Wei-ding sat up, gulped it down. Training done, Yun Han came, glaring at Suafeng. You don't cherish women at all.
Yes, no girlfriend in future. Lu Yimeng pouted. Suafeng laughed helplessly. Why always this? He shook his head, explained gently, don't joke, if I let you win, how to? Improve? Finish training? How was it? Suafeng asked.
I completed 9 runs without falling, soon I'll reach the goal. Lu Yimeng smiled proudly. Good, keep working, when you reach 10 runs, next will be 20. Suafeng patted her shoulder, encouraging.
Believe in yourself, you can do it. Suafeng smiled.
Lu Yimeng pursed her lips, muttered, I am not you. 20 runs are not hard, Wei-ding will manage in 2 days.
Suafeng laughed boldly. Chapter 760, A Different Breath. All right.
Lu Yimeng pursed her lips and smiled, thinking that if Chi Whiting could do it, then as a woman she could too.
What is the next training plan? Nanqing Yu asked curiously. Are you all tired?
Suafeng asked, his eyes sweeping the group.
Yun Han nodded obediently, a little. As long as it is not related to water, it should be fine.
Lu Yishu raised her wrinkled fingers, showing signs of soaking.
Good, this time I will teach you breath control.
Suafeng said softly.
Everyone was stunned, and Lu Yimeng voiced the doubt, breathing? Does martial arts really relate to it?
Of course it does. For example, 2 people fight, one breathes steadily, the other pants. Who do you think will win? Suafeng raised his finger.
The one who breathes steadily will win. Yun Han said uncertainly. I think so too. Nan Ruyu nodded. So your answers are the same. Suafeng nodded, correct, the one with steady breath is more likely to win. It is simple, life needs breath, oxygen in the air keeps us alive.
He explained, breathing too fast means lack of oxygen, dizziness, loss of focus, confusion.
In that case, how can one win? He asked calmly. Chi Whiting nodded, recalling fainting during martial arts training. So breath control is crucial. Suafeng said seriously, this way one can persist longer and finally win. Teach me. Chi Whiting stood up. Is it safe?
Yun Han looked at the drone worriedly.
What problem can there be?
You came with only clothes, no supplies, nothing to fear.
Wu Tingyue smiled. That is true. Yun Han nodded. Rest assured, one lesson is enough.
Suafeng said gently.
All right, say it. Lu Yimeng nodded, ready to listen.
Wu Tingyue leaned in with a smile. I want to learn too, it should help my singing.
All right. Suafeng nodded and waved. Yun Han, come and be the model. Okay. Yun Han hesitated but went. First is to control breathing rhythm. He pressed her belly, whispered, breathe normally. Hoo. She followed. Good, now follow my method. He pressed lightly, inhale. Hoo.
She inhaled deeply.
Exhale. He said softly, again inhale, exhale. Any change? Lu Yimeng muttered. How do you feel? Suafeng asked. Yes, I feel it.
He smiled, true martial arts has breathing techniques.
If your fans know, will they beat me? He forced a smile.
No, the first meeting was closer, this time is only the belly, nothing.
Wu Tingyue shrugged. Touching the body. The Nan sisters looked shocked, the star touched by him? Cough, lower your voice.
Suafeng said bitterly.
Come quickly. Wu Tingyue's long lashes trembled, she believed this would help her singing breath.
Su Feng twitched, such words are misleading. In the live room, comments flooded.
What did I just hear? Goddess calling Su Feng what? What happened? Focus on the goddess. Damn Su Feng, are you touching her? The goddess is regaining rhythm, it looks like a drama. Su Feng hesitated but pressed Wu Tingyue's belly, sensing her breath rhythm. Inhale. Hu. She followed. Exhale. He said with eyes closed. Hu. She breathed, adjusting. He let go, rubbed his nose. Remember the rhythm? Yes, it improves spirit. She nodded. My turn.
Lu Yiming rushed, lifted her shirt, stood before him.
Yun Han touched his waist and teased, Su Feng, is Meng's sister's waist beautiful? Not as beautiful as yours. He joked. Really?
I think I have curves, prettier than Yun Han.
Lu Yiming teased, lifting clothes to show. Ah, Sister Meng.
Yun Han blushed and pulled her clothes down.
All right. Lu Yiming adjusted. After a few minutes, he withdrew his hand and asked, How do you feel?